well. Do we have any specific requests for yoga today? I would love to do a flip flop format class with you. It's been a while since we've done one of these. And what that means is that since some of you have to leave class early, I like to flip flop the format and put the ending mat based stretches in the beginning. So you get lots of love and gentle stretches for your body. And then we'll actually finish class today standing. But would you like to make any requests for specific areas of your body that are in need of any love? I'll check back in a second. While you're getting your thoughts about you, I just wanted to remind you of what I wrote in the chat in case you don't get a chance to read it. So this is just like my thinking about our theme for today. Let's aim together to build a practice full of true acceptance and loving towards ourselves. Remembering that this is a practice, we have nothing to prove to ourselves or anyone else. We're just here to find what feels good and linger there. You are exactly where you need to be, and all is as it should be. Let us today try to slow down, soften in, and allow ourselves to surrender. My name is Tiffany. Thank you for joining me. Come on back. Let's bring some sunshine into our days with our practice. I know it's a little crummy outside, so we're going to bring some joy into our lives. I love warmth, so that makes me joyful. If you have a space heater, bring that with you close to your practice spot, please. And if you have anything soft to kneel on for a little later in the practice, that could be useful. And when you're making your way to your spot, we'll settle down into a seated position to begin. Even the way you enter and leave your practice is a part of it. So let's come with an open mind. I love for us to approach our practice as beginners with no expectations, no preconceived notions, because none of us have ever been in this second of this day before. So we're all brand new. When you get comfy in easy seat with our shins crossed, would you please bring your right shin in front? And if you feel more comfortable, you can stack your ankle over your knee. If you're seated in one of these positions and your knees are really poking up because your hips feel tight today, let's prop some pillows or blankets under them so we can settle deeply down, anchoring into our body, landing here for the moment. Lift each cheek and slide your sits bone back a little. And bring your hands to your knees. Let's move through some cows and cats. Take a big breath in, bringing your navel forward, possibly lifting your chin and shrugging your shoulders down. As you exhale, round your back behind you, look down towards your navel and curl your tailbone under. Let's try that again, my friends. Inhale, soft through your facial expression. Exhale, easy in your mind. Taking good care of ourselves today by being present with our breath as we move. Inhale. On your way to your exhale, press your ribs to your left. Circle around to your angry cat again. Press your ribs to the right and come back forward to your cow, like a barrel roll. And then we'll just softly breathe from our center as it feels good. If you feel congested in your shoulders, please feel free to widen your hands outside of your legs. And letting go of everything that's brought us up to this moment today, would you like to slip your eyes closed, getting rid of some stimulation, just really dropping in. As you come back to the center over your shins, let's switch direction. Press your ribs to the right. Angry cat, ribs push left, cow forward. Allow your shoulders to be loose. You're welcome to move your eyes around, move your chin. Remembering that our practices are all very unique. So I'll guide you in a general direction, and then I would love for you to make it your own. Moving or finding stillness whenever it feels right in your body. Take one more big circular roll through your barrel shape. And as you get back to the center, let's just soften to the middle again. Hands come to your knees, please. Switch knees though, left hand to right knee, and right arm will be on top, holding the left knee. We're gonna roll like the angry cat again, rounding in your back. Left arm opens first. Your bottom arm reaches back behind you just to shoulder height. And as you curl and round forward, the left arm comes on top. Bottom arm will be reaching, right arm stretches back, breathe in. And as you breathe out, we find our cat shape again. Inhale, left arm reaches back. Exhale, round forward and inhale, right fingers are open and wiggly. Eye gaze is welcome to follow your fingers. Big breath, twist open. Easy exhale, whole body breathing here. Let's try 3 more. Big breath in and out. And as you get back to the center, really hug your kneecaps, round your back one more time. Begin to blossom open, sit wide with your arms up tall with your torso. Lift the crown of your head, drop your shoulders from your ears, and take a slow swivel of your thumbs to face down or possibly back. Then all the way up or possibly a little back. Nice rotation of the ball in the shoulder socket. Feels good just to move, find some breath, find width. Real open sense of confidence and empowerment coming in with these big open breaths. Stretch to the sky. Relax your shoulders as you clasp your hands. Try to drop your earrings down from your earlobes. Navel draws in and we reach our bodies over to the left. If this is too much of a challenge, feel free to drop your hand. Let it slide out so you feel soft. Find one more inhalation through the tips of your knuckles. Exhale to the center, reach to your right side, same option, yogis. You need to let your right arm fall. Stretch out long and soften your right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale back to the center, and as you land your hands behind you, very soft in your elbows here, puff your chest up and forward. We could be on tented fingers, fists with knuckles down, or flat palms. Take a beautiful breath into your ribs, under your ribs, and try to open them. Think of an accordion fan, opening wide, bringing more space to breathe deeply today. We're not forcing anything here. We're just giving ourselves the option to open more and breathe more deeply if it feels natural and good to you. Slide back to the center. Lean your hands to the side so you can uncross your legs, and let's cross the left leg in front. Once again, scooting your sits bones back. Take a big stretch to the sky. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, floating forward, landing forearms on your thighs. Maybe that's the inner knees or the calves, somewhere that they feel heavy. Soften down through your chin and your facial features. And if it feels nice, relax your hands or possibly forearms to the floor in front of your shins. Thinking about breathing from top to bottom here, yogis, from your shoulders to your sits bones, breathe length. From the bottom of your tail to the top of your head. Leaving your left arm where it is, sweep the right arm to the side wall. And if that feels great, keep sweeping skyward. Eyes are welcome to follow or stay gazing downwards. Wrapping your right arm around your low back as you pause here. Give a little press from your forearm or your wrist into your low back. Feel your shoulder light up. Eyes look back down, reaching right hand forward wherever you're comfy to land. Sweep the left arm open to your side wall. Make it bigger if your body wants to. Connection with breath. Cross the eyes over to the left fingers. Elongate as you connect with your breath. Left forearm finds your low back, or maybe it's just your wrist. And we'll take a little push in there, breathing into the place where you feel sensation, the front of your left shoulder head, maybe. Very nice. Releasing your left hand back to where you started, and then give yourself a lot of support. Hands somewhere that feels useful. Give yourself a boost to sit back up, and then open your chest again. This time, breathing to open your sternum, widen your heart space. Big, beautiful breath. Uncross your legs again. This time we'll land our feet wide, and that way, as we shift our knees softly to the right, our legs don't touch. Big lift to center. See what feels good. Go as low as you'd like as you draw to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale. Exhale. So nice. Especially if you've been seated all morning, these small movements are such feel-good vibes. Take another big breath in and out. And next time you arrive to the left side, let's pause there. You can always prop yourself up in any spots that you need help. Under knees, under your backside. But we'll shift our hips far enough away from our heels that we can sit with no hands. And yogis, if you could bring everything to 90 degrees, your knees, your ankles, your thighs from one another. Feel okay? All right, swivel your navel to the left knee, frame your left knee, and see if we want to do a super slow push-up to descend. Holding yourself anywhere you find comfort. We're looking to stretch and bring energy into the outer left thigh. Maybe you're feeling it into the side of your butt there. Big breath to open. And as you exhale, let gravity take over. You're just snuggling down like you're melting your top half into your left thigh. Optionally staying just as you are. This is a beautiful spot. If you'd like to move your hips a bit more, we'll try to lift the lower right leg, just the lower portion. And release. 3 more like that. I like to use an exhale to squeeze. Feel that internal rotation happening inside our hips, like we did with our shoulders a moment ago. And as your foot falls flat, if you enjoyed that, join me in a whole right leg lift. We'll try to lift the right knee. Now you might need to sit yourself up a little higher. That's probably going to feel stronger in your core if you do so, but it might make things more accessible. Beautiful job, yogis. One more big squeeze up with that right leg. Now, if everyone can try to join me, we'll sit up, sweep the right leg all the way around to the front, straighten it, and you found yourself into a semi-seated tree. It might be a little wonky, so we'll fix it so it feels good. Option here, left knee open out to the side, foot touching right thigh or not, yogi's choice. Really strongly flex those right toes towards your hip. Take a big stretch up and swivel towards your right knee this time. Folding forward and down. Such a wonderful time to drop in again. Close your eyes. Since we're flip-flopping the way we normally conduct our classes together, we get the longer holds in the beginning today. You're really going to feel good once we get moving. Yogis, we have a few more breaths here. If you'd like to change the way your left knee is, please consider joining me. We'll rise. And if you'd like, you can lift your left knee and then tuck your left foot behind you. Knee pointing forward, perhaps it's touching the right knee or not. Just check in and make sure it feels good. Usually the top of the foot is tucked flat there, but some folks will enjoy having the toes turned out. Once you've found that new alignment, consider falling forward again. We have 2 more breaths. Try to breathe up and down the length of your right hamstring. And sometime during that last exhalation, bring your hands to a helpful spot again and give yourself a boost to seated. Lean back. Try to let your legs rise back to where we began. feet wide, and we'll tick-tock a time or two. Slow control here. Remembering that if you feel so good somewhere that we stretch, some shape we make today, stay as long as your heart desires. You're doing this for you, not for me, so do what feels good. Let's land to the right. Kind of shift your hips back, right? Otherwise, it's hard to sit up tall. And then typically we'll look to make some 90-degree bends here, ankles, knees, thighs to one another. But if that's not comfy, you do what feels good. Big lift up, stretch tall in an inhale. Swivel your body towards your right knee and fall slowly. Well, as soon as you start to descend, you feel your right outer thigh and your cheek. Oh yeah. So as we get heavy and come to our breaths, soften into our bodies, let's try to bring exhales, helping us surrender in those areas that are feeling interesting right now. Now stay put if you're really happy, or consider joining me for a little left leg, left hip love, lifting just the lower portion to begin. Staying with the left inner knee down and slowly release. Use your breath. Exhale to rise. How soft can you make that inhale? You float the lower leg like a feather. Exhale. Inhale. One more like that. If you'd like some more, we're lifting the whole left leg. Trying to stay long in our side bodies here. So if you feel like you're dumping into your right ribs, try sitting up. You'll be using a lot more left side core, but it might feel accessible to you that way. Now, even if you were resting, can you join me, my friends? We'll all rise from our super low positions, lifting our left legs and sweeping them straight. Trying to set ourselves up like a tree, seated tree. We'll tuck our right heel somewhere that feels good. Some of us like to touch the thigh. Perhaps we're staying open today. And when you get a comfy foundation, sweep your arms to the sky, swivel towards your left knee, and draw your body forward. Think long in the beginning. And when you're ready to take that next exhalation, just release and surrender. If we're peeking at our left toes right now, we really like all of our toenails to be facing our hip joint. So if the pinky toe's sticking out or the big toe's sticking out, we don't fully stretch the sides of our muscles. We keep it square to ensure we're really fully stretching to the left and right side. 2 more breaths with that optional funky knee. If you'd like to rise, we'll kick our knees to the sky and take the right leg back. So if you feel a little smushed in your calf, sometimes it's nice to lean to the opposite side and just pull that calf flesh out. Check in with your knees, make sure they're happy. And we'll descend for 2 more breaths in any position you're in. During your last exhalation, my friends, join me with a little help from your hands, with a little help from our friends. Sit up very tall. And then if you have this funky leg, we'll just lean to the side, sweeping it forward, lifting right knees to sky. Let the left knee join it. Give yourself a little swish, a rinse, if you will. Very applicable for this rainy day we have going on today. I feel like there's no better day for yoga because you're stuck inside anyway, and yoga brings so much joy to my life. I hope it makes your day a lot brighter. It makes you feel brighter. Let's land to the left again, and we'll stay lifted this time, but do the same. Adjust yourself so you can sit with no hands. And we'll set the left hand back, yogis. Soften your elbow, holding onto your right hip. Let's see if we can squeeze our butt off the floor. Now our knees are still down. We're squeezing the backside to lift your hips. Optionally sweeping the right arm skywards or overhead. Be really careful here with elbows or shoulders. If they're cranky, step back down. Now, if you'd like more, join me releasing and extend your right leg long. We'll try to push the big toe mound down and lift our heels. Same way to rise though. Use your left outer knee, squeeze your butt, rise with the arm. Looking anywhere, it feels wonderful for you. I like to reach the right elbow overhead, eyes down to left thumb, and then you get this beautiful awakening of your right side body. Settle back down when you're ready. Land both hands behind you. Feet flat, knees to where we have basically a home base at this point. We've been here quite often. Maybe a swish or two. And when you're ready, knees are to the right. Okay, same setup, yogis. No hands. Right hand comes down. I always like to start holding my hip, just checking in to see how we feel. Little squeeze through the back side, helping us open the front side. And then lift and lengthen if it feels great. What a great place to stay. Oh, all the good feels here. If you're looking for a little more, you'll drop out, extend your left leg straight. Some folks like to keep their heel down. That's okay. But see if you could lift your heel, just pushing through the big toe instead. Then going somewhere that feels beautiful and expressive to you. Release when you're ready, my friends. Dropping back to your backside. So we'll revisit our home base. Knees bent, feet flat. And clear the flesh out from under your sits bones and tail. Just give your butt a little jiggle so you feel pretty clear under those bones. Holding on to your thighs, round your back like angry cats, and descend all the way down to your yoga mat, flat on your back. Let's hug our knees to our chest. Hold your shins this time and gently rock side to side. I really feel like it could not get any better than all these stretches we're doing. Now we get the goodies on our back. I hope you love this as much as I do. So we're going to take a little stretch through our legs. Once you come to your center, press your toes to the sky, soften your knees, and grab the backs of your thighs, drawing your knees close to your nose. Yogis, let's try to push our tailbones down today, but our spine is long, so we don't feel an arch under our back. We feel very connected with our spine and towards our yoga space. And if you're able to reach higher to your calves or your ankles, some folks might like their index and middle fingers, their peace fingers around their big toes. Still plugging down through the tailbone, lengthening your crown away. Take a big, beautiful breath into the backs of your thighs. And we'll get lots of beautiful stretches, but I'm going to sprinkle in a little core work here for us as well today. Try one more big breath, stretching your hamstrings, soften your shoulders and the facial features. And on that exhale, yogis, hold your right leg only. You're going to flex your left foot and allow it to hover on the floor. Now, as we go through our sequences today, if your leg gets tired or your low back does, bend your knee, foot flat, or just land your whole straight left leg. All right, let's start hovering. I believe in you. You've got this. Lift your upper body and keep your eyes where the ceiling meets the wall. They're pretty high. Feel good? Beautiful job. Give yourself a high five up here. Yes, you deserve that. And push your fingers towards your right toes. That's all we have to do. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, we pulse. Up, down, lifting as much of your shoulder blades off the floor as you can. I encourage you to breathe with your pulsing. Let's go. Exhale as you rise. Inhale as you lower. 8, or as many as you can do. 6, 4, 3, and 1. Knees hug the chest. Rest completely. Eyes look to your right side. Try to soften down through your shoulders and your face. Whew, that got hot in the belly fast, didn't it? Ooh, I love it. All right, we're going again, yogis, and we'll stretch the other side of our neck as a reward after we're done. Ready? Let's do this. Eyes to sky.
Left toes to sky, right foot flexes and hovers. You know what to do if you get too tired. Leg flat and long or bent and flat foot. Give yourself that high five again. Yes. Reach your fingertips up past your left toes. And with breath, we pulse upwards. Shoulder blades rise, rise, rise. Another great way to stay present with your breath is by thinking about each exhale closing a gate. Your ribs want to give your hips a little latch closed. We have 8. Connect the 2. 7. Big breaths out. 4, 2, and 1. Big hug, knees to chest. Once you get settled, shimmy out your shoulders, let them hang, and look to your left side. I'm proud of you for being strong. Best news is that after we do a little core blaster, we'll get a really nice stretch as well. Move your eyes back to the center and roll around a little bit on your back. Let's set our feet flat. If your fingers could reach down and touch your heels, great position to be. Closing our big toes and our knees together. Spread your arms anywhere you'd like. Wide arms are nice, but palms will swivel up wherever you've landed. Let's lift our stomachs, squeeze the backside, scoot your hips skywards. Give a little tuck to your tailbone so it's reaching towards the backs of your knees, and tuck your chin towards your chest. Hopefully feeling wide left to right, long top to bottom. Pressing through the balls of our feet, toes are liberated, maybe even a little wiggly as we rise our heels. Trying one more big breath in here. As heels step back down, we're still touching big toes, knees are still squeezing in together. Draw left knee in towards your chest and press your left toes skywards. Let's drive again, yogis, through that right heel. Rebend left knee to chest. Set that foot down. Feet are close still, touching through the inner thighs. Right knee in, breathe in. Whole body breathes out as you press your right toes to the sky. Inhale, right knee to chest, still boosted, pressing through your left heel. Exhale, foot falls flat. Tailbone sets down last as we roll our spine back to connect to the mat. Knees are a little wider as we draw them in towards our chest. Slide them open to your armpits and grab a hold of your shins. A little reclined frog, yogis. Kick your heels out, flex your feet. Heels are underneath your knees. And I like to take my hands to the inner thighs for a little extra love on the inner thighs. If this is challenging for your hips, use your hands like kickstands underneath your outer knees. Great support there. Stay in your reclined frog or optionally open right foot to half straddle pose. Rebend right leg, left leg does the same. Push long, really push. Flex that foot and push your heel away, half straddle. Rebend, recline, frog. And do we want to go both? Why not? You only live once, right? Or as a girlfriend of mine says, you only die once, but you get to live every day, so you should live it up as much as you can. So let's live it up. Look, I'm using kickstands because it's pretty intense for my hips. So I'm supporting my outer thighs, but I've got my straddle on. Try one more big breath. Bending your knees back to half frog. Now use your kickstands to slowly help your knees close. And we'll extend our left flexed foot again as low as you can with connection. Low back in towards your mat. Hug on to your right shin. Uplift your nose towards the connection between ceiling and wall. Let's switch sides. Push right leg, flexed and long. Hold both hands on your left shin. So I'll usually use a hand to ankle and a hand to shin. We're going to move with our breath here, yogis. Left leg extends, right knee hugs in. Right leg extends, left knee hugs in. Breathe in for one side, out for the other. Now, as we work here, if your head and neck get really tired, rest, head and neck down on the mat, but keep the lower half moving. If your low back is threatening to peel off or it's very arched, please take an alternate long leg. That long leg is going to tap the mat instead. That's better, isn't it? Good. And maybe after you take a little rest, you decide you want to come back for the long leg extensions. We're still moving. So option 2, if you're still struggling, is that long leg will push to the sky instead of extending out. Let's try for 4, more each side with breath. 3, 2, and 1. As you melt your head and neck back down, eyes look back to the right side, arms fall wide, toes find the earth, and we'll shift our hips to the right as your knees slide to the left. Supine twist. Stay with your knees connected, or if it feels good, yogis, left ankle can cross over top of your right knee. And we'll use that energized foot to kind of push down and drag out. Ooh, feel some activation through your outer thigh. So nice. Feel free, we're staying for a sec. Close your eyes, block out all the stimulation, the colors, the textures, the lights. Eyes move back to sky. Uncross any ankles and slide your knees back to center. Scoot your hips under your shoulders. Move your eyes to the left. Let's allow our knees to fall to the right once we've scooted our hips a bit to the left. Keeping our hips aligned under our shoulders as we twist. Knees can be stacked here, or if you prefer, cross your right ankle over your left knee, but really activate that ankle. So you're gonna flex your foot, give it a little tug down, and then a push out. Ooh, yes, that feels fiery in the outer hip, doesn't it? Ooh. All right, let's breathe into our low backs. Try a couple more. If you're feeling like the day has been a bit stagnant, you're dragging a little, I love to get rid of that energy during the yoga practice. So every now and then, take a huge open mouth, make it audible. A big sigh out. Consider letting go of what's holding you back from finding greatness today. Eyes move back to the center, uncross any ankles, maybe slide knees together, and as they find the ceiling, we'll scooch our hips back under our knees. Who's in for one more set of abs? I knew you were. All right, let's bring our knees over our hips, yogis. We have a 2-part ab challenge, and then I promise you we're done. We have a great opportunity to strengthen here. Shins are parallel to the floor and your feet are flexed. This is gonna look like a whole lot of nothing, but you are gonna feel it. Knees do not move closer to your heart than your hips. Hands are on each thigh. Good work. Now push your hands into your thighs. See how that's pushing my legs forward? But your legs fight the good fight. Pull back. Okay, we're gonna keep this fight going. Push hands in, pull thighs back. Your goal is to keep your belly drawn in, your low back flattened down. Breathe. Soften up your neck and facial muscles. Keep pushing on your thighs. If you've got full body convulsion going on, join the cool kids club. Me too. Push, push. 3 seconds, yogis. Shaking means we're strengthening. 2 and 1. Relax the arms. Try to keep the legs where they are. If you need to pull them to your chest, do so. Whew, that was hard work. Sweep your hands down by the bottom of your mat. It's low. And uplift your chest. We'll start here. You know you can rest if you need to. Eyes are high. Palms face the ground. Your straight steel rod arms pump up and down energetically. All right, are we having fun yet? We're gonna make it fun. Going for more leg extensions if you'd like. Now you're doing Pilates 100s here. Push and pull through the right ball of foot, left ball of foot. If your low back is arching, what options did we discuss earlier? Toes to sky? Yeah, good one. Or toes to the mat. All good work. We're going for 8 more breaths each side. Now, if you're finding like you're taking a walk on easy street, go both legs at the same time. 5, Stay pumping. 2 more breaths. We've got this. Hug your knees to your chest. Release your head and neck. Look side to side. Just roll side to side with your eye gaze. Yogis, we did it. Welcome back. We're going to rise and shine some energy out here. How do you want to get up? You can roll to your side. Fetal position, use your top hand to rise. Or if you're feeling like that energy is bursting out of you and you're ready to move, rock a few times toes to head and see if you can't rock up to forward fold. Feels good. Now don't rise yet. Wait for me, yogis, because we're going to go really slowly to make sure we don't get dizzy after all of that low stretching and core work. Once you've met me in forward fold, bend your knees as much as your hamstrings like. We'll slide our fingers to our shins and boost up about halfway. Just trying to normalize our blood pressure, make sure we don't get dizzy. Slide up to your thighs. Give yourself another little 3/4 rise boost. You feel okay? Breathe in again. Bend your knees, press out of your thighs, and stand. Here we are. Open the arms, mountain pose. Give your shoulders a little shimmy, and then roll them backwards. Oh, so good. If it feels kind of jerky or it sounds a little crackly, that's okay. We'll work that out. Soften your shoulder circles. And try the other way. This is the challenging one. Okay. Think about like the Tin Man when he got lubricated and all greased up. He was moving pretty easy. And so we're doing here, trying to bring some synovial fluid and move it around our shoulder joints. Great work. Soften down, shimmy again. Arms rise, big extended mountain pose. Shoulders uninvited to this party. They're not here, they're here. Beautiful. Clasp your hands behind your low back, right thumb on top, press away. Our elbows are soft. If that is uncomfortable to you, hold your forearms. Stretch open in your heart space. Sit in chair pose with either set of hands, sinking into the weight of your heels. Open your chest forward. Take a big breath in. Reach your hands forward to me. Sweep the left arm under and give yourself a huge hug, walking to hold the edges of your shoulder blades. Staying here with these eagle arms, or if it feels better, press the backs of your hands together. We're looking to open the upper back. If your legs are tired, stand, sit when you're ready. Open the arms forward again, right arm under. Give yourself a big wiggle to try to find the edges of your blades. Press the backs of your hands together for a little more opening. Sweep forward and float down, forward fold. Yogis, we'll move slowly for rounds 1 and 2, and then pick up our pace to build some beautiful energy for our afternoons. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your heart forward away from your pubic bone. Shin tucks, neck is soft and long. Release to forward fold. Slide your right leg back, and we'll begin kneeling. So if you'd like to have some cushioning under your knee, a little gardening mat is what I like to use. Feel free to settle down. You can use a cushion, a blanket, or even a little pillow. Settle into your hips. Yogi's choice, whether your right toes are tucked or untucked. We draw our hips back to right heel, flexing left toes half split. Come back forward, low lunge. I like to crawl the hands forward and back. Slide back again. Some of us, as we move yogis forward and back, some of us will find our hips are really close to our heels and half split, and some of us won't be. So just finding what feels good is where we take every shape we make, asking ourselves what we need. We're gonna pause together in that low lunge. And normally we like to align our knees over our ankles, but today we're gonna work our knees a bit forward in front of our ankles so that we can hopefully stretch the backs of our ankles and our Achilles tendon. Does it feel hard for you to keep your heel down? That's a good thing. That's what we're looking for here. If you don't have sensation, let's use your hand on your left ankle and slide it a little bit more back so that as you, there it goes. So as you lean forward, your calf gets a big stretch as well. Should be really tough to keep that heel down. Think about how many times a day when you squat down, if you're gonna get something under your countertop, or you're picking up your puppy or a baby or some trash on the floor, you know, you're moving your knees in front of your ankles. So we like to do functional, foundational things in our yoga class as well, so we can stay safe in our everyday activities. All right, let's move back. You might need to help that ankle back forward. Regular old low lunge. Elevate your right knee. Give yourself some movement. And we'll lift and straighten both legs softly. Pyramid pose. This is probably a super long one for you, right? So you're welcome to step your back leg in if that feels better. We'll give a little friendly squeeze right to left, bringing our inner thighs together and descending our heart towards our left toes. Take a big breath in your pyramid pose. And as you breathe out, yogis, stretch fingers further forward. Try to shift weight into your front foot and see if you can lift your back leg to slide it, glide it forward back into your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's try the other side. Exhale, fold. Left leg slides back. We're finding the kneeling lunge. Get gooey in your hips. I like to tuck my left toes so that it feels a little bit like I have brakes as we slide back and forward. Yogi's choice there. Shifting into half split, attempting to pull our right toes towards our hips. Crawl back forward. Trying that 3 more times or 20 more times if it feels really good in your body. So nice to awaken our hips after we've been seated a lot, isn't it? When you find your way back to your low lunge, just pause, thinking of how we usually cue doing things, in my class at least, with our knees over our ankles. And then today, let's push it a little bit, knees in front of right ankle. Just check in, try to liberate your toes. See, is it hard to keep my right heel down? Do I feel anything here? And if not, take a hold of your ankle and slide it back. Ease forward, because it gets pretty dramatic pretty fast. Are you there? Okay, now we're gonna send all our breath in. It's tough, isn't it? Massive hip stretch. We've got the calf going on, really working strong. Try for one more slow breath in. I know it's a toughie. Shifting back, let's help that foot back forward, back into our regular low lunge. Lifting your left knee, and we're in pyramid pose. So the super wide, long version is great, or you might like to slide your back foot forward. And wherever you've landed your pyramid, let's give a little squish of our thighs towards one another. I like to think about food, so I think about a panini press. We're gonna squeeze the left thigh towards the right, helping us square our hips and fully stretching over that front hamstring side to side. One more big breath in. Could you shift your weight into your front foot? Get light in the back foot, hands forward, elevate your left foot and step forward to fold. Let's rise and shine, yogis. Big, beautiful breath in, halfway lift. Breath out, bend your knees, rise, stand tall. Breath in, extended mountain pose. Breath out, forward fold. Left leg slides back. Everything is going to be elevated from here on out, so you can get rid of anything that you had under your knees there. High lunge, my friends. Big breath to the sky. Sweep the left fingers back to reach for your left cheek, your thigh, your knee, anything along that leg. And then like you're yawning your hands apart from one another. Fan open in your chest. Become really big and bold. Feel buoyant in the upper half. Take 2 swimming strokes forward. Big circles forward. And land left hand down, right arm to the sky. Twisted lunge, continue that scissoring action on your inner thighs. Top arm floats down, framing your right foot. We're finding down dog, but if that's super hard for you, drop your knees, find a tabletop, bend tuck toes, and rise up through your hips. Take a little shimmy in your shoulders, bend alternating knees and straighten them. A little movement in the beginning. to ease us into our dog. Check in with your fingers. Can you spread them wide and try to press your middle knuckles down, especially that thumb knuckle. Let's take a look forward at our thumbs. Lift your heels, and as you tiptoe walk, making these little footprints forward, can you try to lift your thighs up in towards your hip socket? A little extra love for the core. Back to forward fold, yogis. We slide our right legs back. It's a high lunge again. Wider will always be more stable if that feels better for today. Reaching to the sky. As both arms rise, we'll sweep just the right hand down to connect somewhere down the right leg, but then yawn your palms open. Big, luxurious yawn here. We have two forward circles, like big swimming strokes. Right arm down, left arm to the sky, twisted lunge. Scissoring our thighs towards one another again. Top arm falls to frame left foot. Let's find that downward facing dog. And this time, as you breathe, yogis, everything is the same. Still pressing down through middle knuckles, maybe shimmying or moving in. But let's try to rise both heels as we breathe in. As you exhale, press back, energetically anchoring the heels down no matter where they actually are in space. Inhale, rise heels. Exhale, release. Two more with that movement, or pause if it feels better in your body. Wherever you are, your head is moving back between elbows, chest, pressing to thighs, thighs pressing to the wall behind you. Eyes forward, roll forward into plank. Just pause here for a minute, but if there is a breeze around you, it's moving you. You are not rigid, not forcing, just softening into this sense of strength. Coming to your knees, please extend your right leg out at hip height, press the blade down, and then align your hands under your shoulders with soft elbows. 2 rounds here of cat-cow. Soften the right knee as well. Exhale, round, tailbone tucks down, eyes look towards navel. Inhale, drop shoulder heads as you gaze forward or up, tailbone rising. One more, exhale. Inhale. Draw your navel back in, spine long. We're gonna sweep that right leg straight behind us, yogis. Toes are tucked, and we'll take a couple of those beautiful pulses forward and back. And 2 rounds of cat-cow with our leg extended back. So once you find stillness, shoulders over wrists, let's exhale, curl. Inhale, rounds. We got our fair share of cats and cows in today, didn't we? Seated in our tabletop. We are lucky folks. One more big exhale. And we have 4 more to go. So drop those right knees down. Extend your left leg out to the side. Soft elbows, soft left knee. As soon as you feel that you're really plugged in through the blade and lifted, energizing the inseam, we're gonna exhale, round to your cat. Inhale, open cow. I like to start with the exhale because then you really fully empty and give yourself space for extra inhale. Slide your left leg back once your spine is neutral. Give yourself some calf love, push forward and back. Really nice way to warm up our wrists as well. When you feel pretty good there, finding stillness, 2 rounds of cats and then cows. Draw your left knee back in. Tuck your toes under. Find downward facing dog. Widen any degree, lengthen any degree that feels beautiful. Take your eyes to your thumbs. Take your little tiptoe walk, but each time femur bone, that thigh bone, pulls up into your hip socket. Lift like you're giving your core a kiss every time you rise. When you arrive in your forward fold, bend your knees. Perhaps this time you roll like a caterpillar to stand. You continue that hinge from earlier if it feels better. Sweep your arms to the sky. Pause at heart center just for a moment so we can say goodbye to our friends that have to leave early. It's 1:55 if you need to get out of here for a 2 p.m. Namaste, yogis. Beautiful job. Thank you for coming. Let's breathe if you're staying with me. Extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg steps back. Yogis, from a lunge, we're swiveling that right foot flat. Toes are facing about the right short corner of your mat. And if you look at your feet, you're not on a tightrope here. We have a little bit of width there. Okay, let's rise. Warrior one. Chest is aiming to move towards our left knees. And if you can, you'll send energy down into your left knee to try to bend deeply here. Should feel like we are really pushing strong through the outer right foot to keep it down. Not easy, right? If you're feeling like you want a little opportunity to strengthen, lift your left heel. Take a big, beautiful breath in, your warrior one. Land your left heel as you exhale. Frame your left foot as your right heel swivels skywards. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths just to recover. Focusing on pressing flat through our thumb knuckles. Reach your right toes off the mat somewhere that feels really long and beautiful. 3-legged dog. Look at your thumbs, and as you step forward between your thumbs, we'll swivel our left foot flat. Left foot. Our left feet. Swivel them flat. Rise to warrior one. Yeah, that feels nice, right? So I always widen my warrior ones. Guess if you read the textbook, it would probably look like there was heel to heel alignment, but boy, is that a struggle. I like to find what feels good. So we're gonna try to move navel towards right knee. Maybe it's off on the diagonal. Just experiencing strength, power, confidence, connection with breath and body. Elevating right heel, big breath in. Just an option, an opportunity to strengthen. One more big breath. As you exhale, that right heel falls. We reach fingers to the floor as we swivel left heel up. Press back for one more round of downward facing dog. Maybe you're floating heels up and down. And when you're ready, yogis, slide your leg that's furthest from me between your fingers. Turn all 10 toes to me. Turn them out towards the corners of your mat and bend your knees so that you're facing me as you rise for 5-pointed star. Take some energizing breaths to leave our asana practice today. Exhale as you sweep down into goddess or sumo squat. Inhale, rise back to 5-pointed star. Totally an option, but as you rise next time, we can lift our left heels, release. Lift our right heels, release. Lift both heels. Why not? Why wiggly not? Very wiggly, I know. Both heels down. I'm just gonna do one next time. We have 2 more, yogis. I'm doing the other one this time. Well done, release. 5-pointed star and hold. Clasp hands overhead. Take a big side bend to the right side. Soften your knees. Inhale through the center. As you exhale, side bend to the the left side. Soften your knees. Inhale. Clasp your hands behind your low back or your forearms. Left thumb on top this time. Shine your heart forward. Turn toes forward and either heel toe all the way in, or I love a little hop. So I'm gonna bend my knees and just hop in. It's just light and joyful, very fun moment. One more big breath into your heart space directly, feeling like you could lead with passion and compassion, hopefully, for the rest of today. Hands come to cover that space or to prayer, ending with a bow to your practice. practice, a little gesture of gratitude for the time you set aside to practice today. Thank you for allowing me to lead you. My light honors yours, yogis, and I hope your light shines a little bit more brightly this Friday. Namaste, my friends. Until next week.